Welcome. Welcome to Thriving Heart for Thriving Life Grief Tips. Do you ever feel when you are grieving as if it takes like a huge amount of energy just to do something simple? It's some people who shares with me says it feels like I need to the energy to move to a huge boulder just to do a simple chores at home. Or perhaps you notice that you have the energy first thing in the morning, and then by the early afternoon or even late morning, you already ran out of energy and you are exhausted. Or perhaps you got up in the morning and you just have zero energy to even go to the bathroom and take a shower. Never mind doing anything else is during that day. And it's very common for us who has experienced grief to notice that we have quite an increased tiredness. There's something called grief fatigue, and where we just fatigue and feels like you feels like you have a horrible cold type of fatigue that you just don't have energy. And so what can you do when this happen, and what caused this? Briefly we'll share about what caused this. The first part is that because your brain is overworked, many people not aware, but when we're grieving, our brain, particularly the prefrontal part of our brain, is overworked. It's kind of like keep going and continue trying to process things. And then the second part is because of physical stress. Grief actually causes physical stress in our body and causes a lot of inflammation, and inflammations consume a lot of energy. It causes your whole body, your physical body, to thrown off normal state, and that's like causes a lot of energy. This is the same reason, say, if you are ill from any cause and the body is not normal, you also feel tired, whether you have a cold or something else is going on. People who have chronic pain, they feel tired a lot of the time because it takes a lot of energy. And grief, as many of us experience, it disrupt our sleep and disrupt our ability to eat. A lot of time we don't feel like eating, at least not eating healthy food. And then when there is a disruption in our sleep, whether it's too much or too little, or we are eating too much or too little, or we're eating normal amount, but now we don't feel like eating things we usually eat and we go to comfort food. All of those influence our energy, and usually it's influence our energy in making us have less energy. And the also grief is it causes a lot of strong emotions. Many you might have experienced that when you grieve, one moment you feel a lot intense sadness, and then the next moment's intense overwhelm, and the next moment's intense confusions and anger and so forth, and all these emotions. And if you look at the word emotions, it's energy in motions. And and the thing with the emotions is a lot of time we try to go on with our life, or at least these emotions oftentimes not comfortable to feel, so we do our best not to keep feeling them. And yes, we don't want to be feeling them, but actually the more you suppress this emotion, the more it weighs you down. It's kind of things that need to flow out of you, but now it sits in you and gets stagnant, and then it actually weighs you down. And so those are a few different reasons. There are the more common reasons on why grief causes us to be tired. And what can we do? The first is to make it okay. In other words, to know that this is a normal process of grief, and to not be too worry about it. Of course, if you notice something really off or something, you do want to check with your physicians. As always, particularly if you notice any physical symptoms, you want to check with your physicians. Always good recommendations. And at the same time, if the physician said, and the checkup comes back fine, to make it okay, because sometimes we feel tired and then we try to fight that tiredness. You might know some people do this, like, I'm gonna drink more coffee, I'm gonna do all this thing, and then you kind of like you already the tiredness is also your body's sign to you that you need to rest. And if your body kind of telling you you need to rest and then you're trying to fight it, you're going to become even more exhausted and become even more prone to illness because your immune system's not good because of the physical stress. And then you kind of become, you fall into this evil cycle, so to say, this vicious cycle of tired and try to fight it and then to become more tired and become ill and on and on and on. So please make it okay, and don't feel bad, don't feel guilty if you need to rest. And that's the second thing. Allow yourself to have extra rest. Allow yourself as much as possible to have extra rest. Prioritize tasks that's really need to do, and perhaps if you can, instead of cleaning bathroom once a week, one client said, oh gosh, I just don't have the energy to clean the bathroom once a week. I say, do you really need to clean the bathroom once a week? You live by on your own? And delegate and do things that if you don't have the energy, minimize things to do as much as you're able to, and allow yourself to rest as much as you possibly able to. This is the holiday seasons here in a lot of places, and there's a lot of gatherings and so forth and so on. If you are grieving and you are tired, prioritize yourself and your rest, and just be transparent to people and say, I'm not feeling so good. I need a lot more rest at this moment. And to try to keep up with your nutritions, eat low glycemic index food. So in other words, some food that we eat, it causes us a spike in energy, and then you kind of like crash, so to say. And this is even more pronounced. Some people, because they feel low energy, they said, oh, I'm going to eat this, that, to kind of boost their energy. But then afterward, as you might have noticed when you do this, you kind of feel like you crash afterward. And so eat low glycemic index food. And if you're able to, or if allowed by your physicians, eat more frequent small meal to maintain consistent blood sugar and hydrations, because if we don't have consistent blood sugars, if it's an up and down and so forth, that's when we actually feels even worse physically as well. So that's something that you can also try to do. Do a releasing exercise. Any exercise is better than none. And exercise, some people says, hey, I know I'm so not into going to the gym. And I personally, I abhor going to the gym. I just don't like going to the gym. And do something else, perhaps going for a walk. But if you live in an area or a weather that is not conducive to be walking outside, one of my clients from Alaska, and like, are you kidding me? So then do something inside. One person decided that every time he put something in the microwave, he would just do like a mini 2 minute in on the spot walking or jumping if you're able to, depend on your physical ability. Of course, all this exercise about through your physician's approval, but do something that whatever it is that you're able to do, movement, energy in motion. Emotion is energy in motions. And so when you move your body, you allow your energy in motion, which is emotions, to move a little bit as well and help release that. And then if there is an exercise that allow you to release more, some people say, you know what, I'm going to start doing a punching. There is such a thing of like now, like a punching box that's make music or something like that. Or some people do different exercise that allow release of energy in a way that of course you enjoy and love as much as possible. Then that's even better. And also to get fresh air. It's very important to be able to get fresh air, even if it is 10 minutes a day, if it is at all possible to safely get fresh air. And some clients say, well, you don't know the pollution in my city. And I hear you. And at the same time, sometimes it's still better, perhaps early in the morning or late in the evening, to have just even 10 minutes of fresh air. And it makes a big difference in our well-being, for our physiology, in addition to our emotional well-being as well. And of course, to allow support as much as possible. It's kind of like if you have to lift a really heavy desk, so to say, a really heavy table, then you'll be able to do it much better if you have other people helping you, instead of you trying to lift a heavy table on your own. And so to allow support, find a community that you can share again with the emotions. The If you are able to share what's weighing you down, it will allow the emotions to move and be released, and that will allow you to regain your energy, and allow support in that way. If you are welcoming a supportive, understanding community, you feel welcome to join me at my Navigating Holiday Grief and Beyond workshop, which is on Saturday, December 6th at 6 p.m. You can register to the QR code here, or on the link that will be provided at the below the video. And just know that even if you feel at this moment you are absolutely exhausted, which sometimes we feel that way when we're grieving, just know that you are not alone, number one. Number two, it is possible to step by step, moment by moment, to feel better, to feel the way you want to feel again, and that there is hope, whether this has been a few days or a few decades. There is help, and therefore there is hope. And if you have any question, feel welcome to connect with me through the comment below by posting your concerns or comments or feedback in the comment below, or email me directly at written on the screen here, drtan4grief@gmail.com, or put a comment on my website, joyfulrichesbeyondgrief.com. And this is Dr. BirgitteTan with Joyful Riches Beyond Grief, your grief specialist. I care about you very, very much. And if you find this video useful, please like it and subscribe to the channel so you can continue receiving updates. And I look forward to see you again